Hello, this video is for IXL Activity A1.D.8. It is titled Find the Percent. We're going to be dealing with tax, discount, and more, so things other than taxes or discounts. The 3-character code for this activity is Victor, Quebec, X-ray. So the question is, Sophie is shopping online and finds a great deal on trampolines. Sophie pays $51 for a trampoline that originally sold for $75. What is the discount percentage? So in this case, we are dealing with changes in percent, or that is to say percent change. Now, there's an equation that we've been using in other activities for percent change, and we have percent of increase, and we also have percent of decrease, and we'll look at what each of those equations are for those two situations. So on the first one, we're going to talk about percent of increase. Now, it is a fraction, so I have a fraction bar here. And our denominator is always going to be the original amount. And if we have an increase, let's put an increase here, I-N-C-R-E-A-S-E. If we have an increase and we have an original amount, and here our original amount is going to be 75. And if we have a new amount, which the new amount is 51, then to find the percent of increase, well, let's first just not really think about that. If something increases and we want the numerator to be positive, I guess that's one thing I haven't said, is that the numerator has to be a positive number. So if something increases, so if I have $5 and it goes to $10, so I'm going to have the new amount minus the original amount. And whenever we do all this, then it's going to produce for us a percentage. And in this case, it would be a percentage of increase. So if we have an increase percentage, it's the new amount minus the original amount divided by the original amount. Now I'm going to grab all this and just kind of put all this together, and we'll group all that and then slide it over here to the side. So if it's an increase, this is our formula here. If we have a decrease, so let's talk about a decrease. Well, our original amount is still going to be in the denominator. So, and we're going to do we're talking about a decrease here. It's D-E-C-R-E-A-S-E. So if we have a percent of decrease, well, if something's $10 and then it becomes $5, then that's going to be the original amount minus the new amount. And then we work all this out, and that would give us a percent of decrease. So let's grab this equation here, group all that together, and we'll move that over here. So in this case, she's shopping online and finds a great deal on trampolines. She pays $51 for a trampoline that originally sold for $75. So this is a situation where we have a decrease. It's this concept over here that we have listed as the second one. So let's go ahead and set this up. Let's take our fraction bar here, and then let's take our original amount, 75. We're going to subtract from that 51, and then our original amount is the denominator, as we see over here, 75. So, and this is going to produce for us some percentage of, in this case, decrease. So it's a discount, right? Whenever something's discounted, the value goes down, so it's a percent decrease. So 75 minus 51, and if we do that, 75 minus 51 is going to give us a difference of 24. Now let's bring down our 75 from our denominator. Now let's do 24 divided by 75, and we see that it is 0.32. When written as a percentage, 0.32 is 32%. So our answer is 32%. Now we could double check this, right? We could go ahead and figure this out like we've done before in other situations. If something's discounted 32%, then that means you're paying the difference of the percentage. You're paying the difference of the percentage difference of 100 minus the 32, which in this case is going to give us, what, 8 and 9, 68% is what you're paying. So if you had an original cost of $75, and you multiplied that times 68%, which is 0.68, we should indeed get that $51. So if I plug that back in, 75 times 0.68, indeed I get 51. So I could always double check my answer that way. So it's a 32% discount. The key thing is that we want to make sure our numerator is a positive number. So we're always going to subtract the lesser value from the greater value, that our denominator is whatever the original percentage is. And then whenever we calculate all this out, it's going to give us our percent of increase or our percent of decrease. So let's go ahead and look at the next problem. The buyer for a chain of stores purchased microscopes in bulk, paying $16 each. The store will sell the microscopes for $48. What is the markup percentage? So it's going to be an increase. So we need the number to be positive. So we're going to do 48 minus 16. And then the original cost, right? This is the original amount, and this is going to be our new amount. The original amount is what the guy at the store paid for them. So our original amount is 16. Now let's go ahead and do 48 minus 16. And that's going to give us a difference of 32. Bring our 16 over. Now this one should be 200% because 32 divided by 16 is indeed going to give us 2. Now 2 as a percent, we'd move the decimal over 2 places, so we'd end up with 200. Throw the percent sign on the end, and so the markup is 200%. Remember, always want the numerator to be positive, so subtract the lesser value from the greater value, then divide by whatever the original amount was. Next one, store manager is marking down wooden stools from $50 to $28. What percent is the discount? So our original amount is 50 and our new amount is 28. So in order to get a positive number, we're going to have to do 50 minus 28. And then we're going to divide by the original amount, which in this case is 50. So if we do 50 minus 28, it's going to give us a difference of 22. Bring our denominator 50 over. Now let's do 22 divided by 50, and that's going to give us a result of 0.44. Now we want this as a percentage, so let's move the decimal over 2 places, and we would get 44. Throw our percent sign on the end, so it is a 44% discount. On the next one, Patrick bought an ink pad marked down from 85 cents to 34 cents. What percentage is the discount? So the original amount is here, 85 cents. The new amount is 34. We want it to be a positive numerator, so we're going to have to subtract 0.85 minus 0.34. And then we want the denominator to be the original amount, which is 0.85. If we go ahead and do 0.85 minus 0.34, we're going to find that we get 0.51. 0.51. Now divide that by 0.85, the original amount. So 0.51 divided by 0.85 is going to give us an answer of 0.6. Move the decimal over 2 places, we would get 60. Throw a percent sign on the end, so it is a 60% discount. After sales tax, a $6,100 grand piano costs $6,527. What is the sales tax percentage? So what percent of the grand piano are we going to pay to where our final cost is going to be $6,527? So this is the original amount, and then this is the new amount here. Well, in order to get a positive number, we're going to have to do 6,527 minus 6,100. And then the original amount is 6,100. So 6,527 minus 6,100 is going to be a difference of 427. Now we want to bring over our denominator, 6,100. Now 427 divided by 6,100 is going to be 0.07. Move that decimal over 2 places, we would get a 7. Throw on the percent sign. So the sales tax is a 7% sales tax. Here we have a microscope as a price of $775. With sales tax, it will cost $806. What is the sales tax percentage? So here's our original amount. This is the new amount. In order to have a positive value in the numerator, we're going to have to do 806 minus 775. And then our denominator should be our original amount, and we see the original amount is 775. So 806 minus 775 is a difference of 31. Bring our denominator as 775 over. Now let's divide 31 by 775. Divided by 775 is going to result in not 0.4, but 0.04. Move the decimal over two places, we would get 4, throw the percent sign on the end. So we see that the sales tax in this case is 4%. Looking at the next problem, a shopper wants to ensure she has enough cash to purchase a $40.50 toaster. So she asks a clerk what the total will be with the sales tax included. The clerk tells her that the total will be $42.93. What is the sales tax percentage? So this is our original amount here. Here is our new amount. So we need to have a positive numerator. So we're going to have to do 42.93. Subtract from that the lesser amount of $40.50. And our original amount is our denominator, so 40.50. Let's go ahead and find the difference of $42.93 and $40.50. So $42.93 minus $40.50 is going to be $2.43. Now we're going to bring over our denominator, which was our original amount, $42.50. Now we're going to divide the $2.43 by $40.50. So divided by 40.5 is going to give me a value of 0.06. Let's move that decimal over two places and get 6. Throw our percent sign on the end. The sales tax is indeed 6%. Store managers marking down video games from $53 to $38. So here's our original amount. Here is our new amount. To have a denominator that is positive, we're going to have to do 53 minus 38. And then we divide by the original amount, which is 53. So 53 minus 38 is going to be a difference of 15. Bring over our 53, our original amount. Now do 15 divided by 53. That's going to give me a value of 0.28301, and we'll stop there. It wants us to round our percent to the nearest percent and include a percent sign. So let's go ahead and move the decimal over two places, and we're going to end up with 28.301%. They want us to round it to the nearest percent, so we want to round to the ones place. So if we look to the right, we see that this is a 3, so 4 or less, let it rest. So this 8's going to remain at 8, so 28% is our final answer. All right. If we look at the next question, Mike, the owner of an e-commerce site, buys silver necklaces for $22 and then sells them on his site for $51. What is the markup as a percentage? So our original amount is here, 22, and our new amount is the 51. So in order to get a positive number, we're going to have to do 51 minus 22. Our denominator is the original amount, which is 22. 51 minus 22 is going to give us a difference of 29. And then bring our denominator, 22, over. Divide 29 by 22, divided by 22, is going to give us 1.3181. 3181. Let's throw another one on there. 8. There we go. Move that decimal over two places, and we'll get 131.818%. It says to round it to the nearest percent. So round it to the nearest percent means we want to look at the ones place here. Looking to the right, we see an 8. So 5 or more, raise the score. So this 1's going to become a 2. So 132, throw a percent sign on the end. Our answer is 132%. An outlet store receives a shipment of red clay pots that will be offered at a discount price of $32 a piece. red clay pots were originally sold for $36. What is the discount percent? So this is our original amount, and this is our new amount over here. In order to get a positive numerator, we're going to have to do 36 minus 32. Our original amount is the denominator, so that's going to be 36. 36 minus 32 is going to be a difference of 4 over 36. And then 4 divided by 36 is going to give me a decimal of 0.11111, etc. Yep, 4 over 36 makes sure original amount. Discounted price $32. 36 is the original amount. Yep, double check my math there. Now it says to round to the nearest percent. So we move that decimal over 2 places. We would end up with 11.111%. It says to round to the nearest percent, so we want to round to this ones place here. Look to the right, 4 or less, let it rest. So this 11 is going to remain an 11. Throw a percent sign on the end. So our answer is 11%. With sales tax, it costs $5,046 to buy a $4,640 diamond ring. What is the sales tax percentage? So our original amount is, it costs this much to buy this much. Our original amount is this amount here. Then our new amount is the amount that includes the sales tax. So in order to get a positive numerator, we're going to have to take the greater value, 5,046. We're going to subtract from that the lesser amount of 4,640. And then we're going to divide by the original amount, which is 4,640. The difference of 5,046 and 4,640, make sure yep, okay. Always make sure you're typing in the correct numbers into your calculator. 406 over 4640. So let's go ahead and divide the 406, which is the difference that we had here from our numerator, by the original amount, 4,640. So 406 divided by 4640 is going to give us a result of 0.0875. Let's move the decimal over 2 places to get 8.75%. Let's read the directions. Write your answer as a decimal using a percent sign. So they want the whole thing here. So we're going to go ahead and put in the 8.75%. Always be really careful to pay attention to what they're wanting the answer. What form do they want the answer? And here they want the entire thing. No rounding involved. Final question. A robot has a price of $8,560. With sales tax, it will cost $9,095. What is the sales tax percentage? So our original amount is here. Once we add the new sales tax, we get the new amount. So in order to get a positive value, we're going to have to take the greater number, 9,095. We want to subtract the lesser value, which is 8,560. And all that over the original amount, which is 8,560. So let's find the difference of 9,095 and 8,560. It's going to be a difference of 535. Bring our denominator of 8,560 over. Now let's go ahead and divide that out. 8,560. And I'm going to get 0.0625. Let's move that decimal over 2 places. So we have 6.25%. Now the directions say to write it as a decimal, so they want the whole thing here. So 6.25%. All right. So that completes all of my examples for IXL Activity A1.D.8, where we find the percent for tax, discount, and more. Good luck with your activity.